I was talking. You are broken her.
I want to make sure this is
Okay. We were talking about the absorbent mind. And I told you that the absorbent mind is just like bread. You are dipping bread inside water and you're soaking it. So that is where I'm going to start from this afternoon. At this point, I'm dipping it into this water. Now, the reason why some children will be in some schools by first term, and they are not, because they are not manifesting some things by mid-term or the end of second term like this. You just find out that by third term, they don't return them to that school. The parents change the school for one reason or the other. I'm not talking about those that relocated. I'm talking about those that went away because they were not satisfied about the service. It's because when the child absorbed whatever he or she absorbed at the last school, by the time they are passing it out, it is not what the parents want that they are passing out. Because once they absorb it, they are going to bring it out somewhere. This also happens. A child absorbs information here. There is something about readiness. Nobody can control readiness. There's nothing you can do as a school, as a parent, or as an individual to prompt readiness. When the child is not ready, the child is not ready. So the child might not be ready. And then by the time readiness comes to the child, and the child is ready to bring out all that he or she has absorbed, the parent has changed school. So they believe that just a month in this new school, that's where the child learned this. Meanwhile, the child was coming with the information here. But because the parents are not patient enough for the child to unfold, the child will go and unfold in another environment. And the credit of the work of this school will be given to these people. That also has a lot to do with how you, the institution, during the waiting period of the parent, the time the child absorbed the information and the parents are complaining, they are feeling uneasy, a waiting period. Now, how do you carry along the parents during the waiting period? Are you telling them we cannot do more than we are doing? Is everything we should do that we have done? We don't know what happened. Abi, Shemi is the same class your child is, that Tofumi is, Josiah is, Shemilore is. Are they not all writing? This is where professionalism, customer service, attitude, and communication comes in. While in their waiting period, you must continue in consistent communication with the parents. You must continue to let them see the good areas of the child. While they are focusing on cognitive academics, independently when he came here, now he's not soiling his trouser again. He can go to the, he can use the toilet without assistance. He can wear his shoes by himself. There are so many other things he has done. Change is not only academic. It's total. There's the emotional, there's the physical, there's this. You continue to point their attention to other good areas of the child. Then hope. You keep hope alive. And then your good attitude. Your good attitude. Not when you see the complaining parents coming, you squeeze your face. I will not give this woman face today. She's your customer. You can't sell to yourself. She is your customer. Who was that student? I don't know. There's a particular student. I'll remember. No, it's in a nursing care. Hey. This lady did inquiries with me for 1 whole week. 1 whole week. Every day she was asking me questions. Till 12 a.m. When she finished, she will say, okay, no problem, ma. When I remember other things I want to know, I will ask you again. Okay? Akitonde, yes, I remember. It's Akitonde. By the time she finally registered, I said, are you satisfied? Have you still want to ask more questions? Even she knew that. Yeah. When she asked about 10 questions, I said, I hope you are not annoyed, man. She's a customer. She is a customer. So you must always maintain that customer relationship, and that everybody is not the same, and people are critical when money is involved. Your behavior, your attitude towards money is not an attitude towards money. So you must be able to carry them along during their wait period. Can you take this away from me and give me the sandpaper letters? Okay, give me the shapeboard first. Give me the shapeboard. I didn't want to use the shapeboard with them because they've done that. They've already mentioned it. This shapeboard is not clean. Open my bag. Come. Open my bag. There's a dustbin inside.
Foam and water. Is there no any other thing we can teach the children?
Sinking and floating objects. Sinking and floating objects.
The handling things, they are...
Squeezing. Squeezing will also help their inside release. So this is the Montessori shaped board. This is the Montessori shaped board where you have the basic shape. That concept I taught you, I said you should draw in your book. This is where it comes from. This is the Montessori shaped board where you used to introduce them to basic shapes. And then if you are using what we call the 3-period lesson, the 3-period lesson is 1. That's the first period. This is a triangle. This is triangle. The second period is show me triangle. Then you call any of the children, show me triangle. The child points to it. This is triangle. That's the second period. And then the third period is what is this? What is this? Then the child names it for you. It is a triangle. That is what we call a 3-period lesson in Montessori. That's what we call a 3-period lesson in Montessori. The first one is, you introduce the material to the child. The second one is, show me. Then the third one is, what is this? Evaluation. What is this? That's evaluation. You understand now? Okay. So the same way you will go with all the shapes. The same way you go with all the shapes. Remember to always align the particular topic you are teaching with things that they can see in their environment. Relate it with things they can see in their environment, either in the environment of the school or in their home. So you can ask, can you show me a circle in this room? Do you have a circle in your house? It was in the course of my teaching, I asked the child, do you have a circle in your house? I said, Madam, this guy is a circle. The child was able to relate. You can also ask, can you show me something, or can you remember something that looks like a rectangle? You understand? So you must always relate whatever you are teaching them to things in their environment. Give me the sandpaper method. Now this is what we call the sandpaper letter. Numeracy. Numbers, sorry. The sandpaper, there are sandpaper numbers and there are sandpaper letters. These are what we call the sandpaper numbers. And for you to trace through the sandpaper numbers, remember you are presenting to the children. You are going to be in my place now, presenting it to the children. Either you put it on the table, it depends on how your teaching environment is. Either you place it on the table and the children are looking at you, or if you have a small space in your class, or your school has a Montessori room where you take the children to, you must present it in such a way that they will sit down around you. I didn't want you people to sit on the floor because I know so many people have issues with their back or something. Ideally, you're supposed to sit on the floor, but for the children, they have to sit around you, like in circle time. And so you use these two fingers. These two fingers. Look at this. Can you see? One. You are using this to hold this down so that it doesn't move, and then you use this. One. One. Remember, when they are writing, you are going to say stroke down. Stroke down. That time you are saying stroke down, they've already identified one. You don't say stroke down here because they've not identified. If you continue, if you just bring it and say stroke down, when the child sees this thing somewhere, he says stroke down. The child will not say one, you say stroke down. So here you have to tell them one. This is number one. This is number one. And then you can also do the 3-period lesson. You have done this, so you can ask the child, show me one. But you cannot say show me one when you just have this singular one here. You must have introduced a few of these numbers. 2, 3. I always start with the first 3 because it is introduction, it's the first time. And you don't have to make the information cumbersome. You have to go in stages. So you introduce the first 3. You make sure they can identify the first 3. They can trace it. By the time you are going to the next set of numbers, when you are going to start, that is maybe another lesson. It could be tomorrow, it could be another time. You are going to start with revision. After saying 1, you go to 2. Curve, dash, curve. Don't say slant. Slant is not like this. Slant is this. This is slant. This is not slant. So it's curve, dash, curve, dash. This is 2. Curve, 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 curve. Now, why are we using sandpaper numbers? Why did Dr. Maria Montessori use the sandpaper numbers? It's because this is real sandpaper that carpenters used. It's just that we have sprayed it. If you touch it, you will feel it at the tips of your fingers. Now, science has told us that every of our fingertips has a neural connection with our brain. It has a neural connection with our brain. So when they touch it, there is a feeling that makes it register in their mental space. So much so that when they don't see these sandpaper letters, but they see this letter somewhere, it will remind them of the shape. That is 3. That is 3. Curve, 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 curve. Mr. Lancho, I need a sand tray. You can come and take this tray with the bowl. I have semovita. You go and put semovita inside. So it is after you have these three. So they have options now. There are options because it's three. You can now say, show me two. Show me three. What is this? This is three. You bring it back. Show me one. This is one. What is this? You are done with these three. You are done with these three. You have introduced it. You have evaluated it. You have asked again. You have asked a question. So you are done with this. Another time. That does not mean, when I'm saying you are done with this, that does not mean every child in your class has known it. That does not mean every child has known it. There are some that may not know it. And you are not supposed to be tired in reintroducing it to the children. Every time you come across a child that is having a mix-up that doesn't know it, bring the child to you. Would you like to come and learn with me? It's not, you have not known this three. You have not known this three. I spent the whole day. That's not how to do it, though. In the Montessori method, you have to call the child to yourself. Would you like to come and learn with me? And then the child sits down. Or if they are more than one, they sit down. You do the introduction again, like they've never seen it before. And then you ask questions. For some children, you will do it once and they've grabbed it. For some children, you have to go over and over and over again before they grab the concept. Thank you. Now I have taught numbers 1 to, you can't see this cartoon. Okay, there's a message. Now, we have taught number 1 to 3. This is called the sand tray, the Montessori sand tray. I don't use sand. You can use sand, but if you want to use sand, please, when you pack the sand, wash it, soak it. You can soak it in water for like a day. You will see that the dirty part of it will float. Sieve it, wash it like you're washing rice, make it very clean, then sieve it, pour it in a tray and put it in the sun. After putting it in the sun, when it's very dry, sieve it again. You will have a very smooth one like this. But most of the time, I'm comfortable with using semovita. I'm comfortable with using semovita because semovita is very close to sand. It has texture. It has texture. I also use gari. There are some very fine gari that if you sieve them, they can come out like this. I can use that too. Apart from that, you can only use sand. So after we have introduced this, now you now introduce the sand tray. You are still using these 2 fingers because these are the dominant fingers. These 3 tripod. These 3 fingers I call the tripod fingers. They are called the tripod fingers because they are the fingers we use to hold writing material. So they are called the tripod finger. But we don't use these 3 together when it comes to activities like this. We use only these 2. So you go 1. And then you tell the child to come and try. You go to number 2, curl, dash, curl, dash, curl, dash. Just like I told you when I was using the sandpaper numbers, there's going to be a mental representation. There's going to be a mental representation. These things we are doing are the foundational problems we have in our education system. No university will sit you down to teach this. No. Who teaches practical in universities? If you are not doing science, you are going to lab to do this. Who teaches science? Who teaches practicals? But all learning areas, all courses has a practical area. But the way our education system is factored, even in the College of Education. How many of you went to College of Education? Me, I went to. How many of you went to College of Education? You haven't seen. Raise up your hand. Now you have started. Did they teach you this thing? A school, a very big school. In fact, the best university in these states, I don't want to mention their name. I have had students from there come here to learn. They did Montessori there. All the materials are in their resource room. They don't use it. When they asked the course coordinator, she said they should come and register in a Montessori center to come and learn it with money. That's our education system. That's our education system. So please, anything you are getting here, sit down and learn it. You can't rush Montessori. Last week, some of you are saying, we've spent a year, we've done this. I have done full Montessori program twice in my life. Two times. So altogether 3 years. 1.5 years, 1.5 years, 3 years. And when I started the second one, I was still like an illiterate. Because the first one was a Nigerian certification. I'm talking about 1980, 87, 88, 89 in this Lagos. And when I did international certification, I started asking myself, the reason is, it's only material they show us. They did not I don't even want to say they teach us practical. They show us material. This is sandpaper letter, this is your sand tray, this is your number of. Oh yeah, use it. So when I went for international certification, when they started presentations, the only thing I know is that I've seen some of those materials again. I was praying inside my heart that devil should not enter this room and she will say I should come and use this thing, no, because I don't know how to use it. So when I'm using it, please, anytime from now on, you see me or Mr. Lighton, this Montessori, you people are saying you have spent a year. Mr. Lighton has been learning it for the past 4 years. 4 years. That's why he can train you. When he started with me, he didn't know Montessori. So you know what the reputation must have done. He has seen me present it over and over and over. When I'm making a presentation, abandon everything that you are doing and look. The same thing goes for all the letters until you get to 9. There's 10 here, but this is just for the counting limit stops at 9. Please always remember this. Counting limit stops at 9, because it can come out in your test or your exam. Can you give me Spindle box?
Excuse me.
Yes.
The numbers. How do we introduce the zero, or when do we introduce the zero? And secondly, are we going to introduce the quantifying together with the identification of the numbers?
Every Montessori material has a preceding one. That's why you see I said, give me this, give me this, give me this. They come in sequence. There is a sequence. You can't just go to the Montessori room there and I take you to the math chef and just pick anything and say you want to use it to teach. No, it's in a sequential order. Do you understand? It's in they are in sequence. They have to come in sequence. Do you understand? Now, this is called the Spindle box. This is called the Spindle box. S-P-I-N-D-L-E. Spindle, spindle box. This is called the spindle box. These are the spindles. These are the spindles. These are the things we call spindles. Now this is called the spindle box. The question you are asking about zero, this is the material that has the answer to zero. The spindle box starts from 0 to 9. It is the spindle box that, if I use the sandpaper letters to teach you zero, I'm only teaching you shape, the pattern, that zero is a circle. That's where it stops. And there is something about Montessori materials you should know today. If you are teaching, as I was teaching with the sandpaper letters, there are some words I will that I'm not supposed to use, because those words are not there. They are not for that material. This is where those words are. You understand? So you must know how to say within your limits when you are introducing to children. Now, this material teaches the concept of zero, what we call the concept of zero. That is why, look at it. Look at the numbers here. Can you all see this number? It starts from what?
Zero.
It starts from what?
Zero.
And stops at what?
9.
Now, in the concept of zero, we don't place any spindle in this space. This space where you have zero, we don't place any spindle there. It is zero. The way I teach it is, when I get here, I tell my children to fold their hands. And they fold it. And I tell them, open it. Do you see anything there? They say no, because zero means nothing. Dust your hand. Zero means nothing. Zero means nothing. So we don't put anything here because zero means nothing. Then we start from 1. This is the material that introduces children to quantifying. This is where quantifying starts. And that is where real math starts in the early years, quantifying. So what we do is 1. 1. What number is this? 1, 2. Remember, the child should be around you to be seen that as the symbol changes, the quantity changes. That's quantifying. As the symbol changes, quantity changes. What number is this?
3.
1, 2. What number is this?
4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What number is this?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I got to 5 here. In sandpaper numbers, I told you stop at 3 because that is intro. That's the first time. Now by the time I got to spindle box, there is an experiential age. They've seen numbers before. They felt it. They've seen that symbols change. So I can extend. If you notice here, I'm stopping at 5 because there's an experience I'm building on. There's a previous knowledge I'm building on. So I stopped at 5. And then we go. If the children are not seeing it well, if you feel they are not seeing it well, you can place in front of you 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. Now, there is an intentional order of arrangement. There is an intentional order of arrangement here. I'm trying to manage space. There is an intentional order of arrangement. And why am I doing that? This is too big. Let me take it for a smaller one. Okay. And why am I doing that? I'm trying to present a visual representation. I'm intentionally arranging this way to show the children a visual representation that when symbols change, quantity increases. So they can see the increase in quantity more. This is where you begin to introduce more or less, greater than or less than. Are you seeing the patterns? But you will not mention it. You make sure that they are able to differentiate. When they are more established, you can come back with this material and say, is 5 less than 1? That is when they've understood that vocabulary of less or more. Is 2 less than 3? They must be able to answer you. No, 3 is more than 2. 2 is less than 5. Then they have got the concept of quantity. And for the first time you are introducing this material to them, you stop at 5. You stop at 5. You call them around you, they arrange it, they order. This is also where number ordering is starting. Some children knows how to arrange this. They can write 1 to 10, but they know they can quantify. They can quantify. When they see 2 shoes, they can tell you it's 2. There are children that can write 1 to 50. They can't quantify. So where are we rushing to? This writing thing. Where are we rushing to? This is the foundation for maths. This is where you want children to be grounded in maths. That looking at a car like this, that car has 6 mirrors. Because they are already established in quantifying. They can just look at that railings of that balcony of that house. It's 12 railings. You, the adult, you have to look again and count. But because they are smart with quantifying, they can grasp the concept. Do you understand this? Okay. Do we have any other material there? Can you help me call Mr. Lighter?
Yes,
I know. I want to ask him something. Do you see the small numbers for number road? The smaller numbers, you do not see them. Okay, let's use the sandpaper. But I don't want this number road. Can you give me the normal size? Another thing you need to understand about Montessori is Montessori does not rush. If you don't understand what patience is, Montessori will teach you patience. If you are teaching Montessori and you are not patient, you are not teaching Montessori. You are only teaching contents. What proves that you are Montessori trained is the same thing I started with when I was teaching the theory, your attitude. Montessori must teach you calmness. Montessori must teach you that you are presenting to people and you must give them the time to understand. Do you understand? The same way you presented is the same way you return the material back And as you do that, the children are watching you. The way you handle the material is the way they will handle the material. And the way they handle the material is the way they will handle everything about life. Ori, gaga. This is the last material we will use today, because I promised you people will close early, and I don't want to. I want to keep to my word. Leave it. It's okay. Abuela, come and stand here. You are lying again. You are lying again. You are lying. You have added lies to it. Yeah, it's true. It's every time something is to do. Please, can you let me plug this thing? Plug this in that. Okay. Can I have one house? Now, this is called the number rod. Give it. Okay. This is called the number rod. The number rod. It starts from 1. This is 1. This is 1. 1, 2. Please keep your leg down, Auntie. This is 1. 1, 2. One, two. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see it. As the quantity, the symbols changes, quantity increases. It is coming from the smallest to the biggest. The children can see it themselves. They can see that this symbol, when it changed to this, it became longer. When it changed to this, it became longer. You know, they've seen quantity in Spindle box. This is another way of quantifying. This is also the material we use for long shorts. So when you are trying to tell them that trying to tell the children that a 10-year-old is taller than a 3-year-old. They understand. This is a 10-year-old and this is a 3-year-old. So they understand that with that age comes that difference. Is long or is short. You understand? So this is the material we use to teach that concept. When the children are established and they understand, not at this stage, we also use this material to teach addition or subtraction. We also use this material to teach addition or subtraction, but not at this stage. That is for those that are continuing their course. When it begins to get complex, you will learn so many things, different things we can use Montessori materials to do apart from the basics. This I'm teaching you are the basics, but there are different things you can use this same material to do for grade 1, for grade 2. Not that the material is ideally for that, but when you are now looking at improvisation, you can use this material to do so many other things. Do you understand?
Yes,
do you understand?
Yes.
Did I deliver today?
Very well. Very well. Thank
She's gone.
Where is Mr. Light? Mr. Light on there? I'm done. Please, can you come and switch this thing off? I don't think it's inside that place. Can't see it. Go off like you have questions? Do you have questions? Any question?